I'm going to be sharing a little bit of a time of my life where I felt that God really impacted me. And I hope this is not going to get super long. And if I cough, I'm sorry, I'm a little sick. So let's go. In 2017, things started getting like a little off for me. I start questioning myself a lot. What should I be doing of my life? What is in here for me? What is the purpose of my life? And I start asking God, like, what do you want with me? Why you brought me here if nothing makes sense? If I feel that I don't belong anything? If the job that I have right now is not fulfilling, money, it's not giving me any pleasure. Partying until late night or coming back home early wasn't making much sense to me. Sitting around my friends and people that I called friends before was so weird, because all the conversations, the topics were like, or about buying things or about boys, relationships, but it wasn't enough. So out of nowhere in 2018, I became a very irritated person. I didn't want to be around many people. I started questioning myself, and the reason why I'm in the world. So in that time, summer 2018, I made up my mind. I told God that I really wanted to have my relationship as priority, no matter what. So summer 2018, I dropped absolutely everything. So now I'm 27. I'm going back to 28. Going back to my mom's home to live with her. I have no job. I have no savings. I have no plans. And I have nothing else. I said, God, here I am. This is me. Teach me who you are. And it was tough. It was just like painful moments that I had. I remember one day I went to a job interview and it didn't go very well. I was very upset. I sat in a coffee shop. I wrote down on my diary, just like, God, this is how I'm feeling. And then I started getting so emotional. I started crying. That kind of cry that it hurts, like when it hurts you so bad that you can't stop crying. And I remember that I needed to go back home and I needed to take a train. And I was still crying. And I was walking on the street and tears would just fall down my face. And I walked inside this train car. I remember that all I wanted at that time was to be hugged. I remember calling God, just hug me. Please hug me. Just show me that you are here. And as I was crying and praying that and thinking of how lost I thought I was, a guy just stopped in front of me. He was also in the train, holding to not fall. Also, he was just like standing in front of me. And I was there with my sunglasses, crying, in silence, but it's still like dropping tears every second. And I remember that I made like eye contact with this guy. And as my eyes just encountered his eyes, I could feel him like looking at me inside my soul. And he would just look at me in a way that he was speaking, you are not alone. I am right here with you. But I see your pain. I see how difficult things are for you. But remember, you asked for me. You asked me to be proud in your life. And I'm making myself proud in your life. And in order to have your attention, you cannot have anything right now. Because you need to learn to depend on me. But I want to hug you. I am right here. I see you. And the guy would just keep feeding at my eyes. He wouldn't stop feeding at my eyes. And I would not stop crying. And I've never seen this man in my whole life. I've never seen this man. And I remember, I think we had like a whole conversation just looking at each other's eyes. And that episode of this train, seeing this person who was really, really looking at me, seeing me, made me think of how God hears us, how much He cares for us, how much He really wants us to have Him as priority. I remember the verse in John 14 that says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." And that piece of phrase, like this verse, spoke so much to me, because this was all happening. A lot of transitioning and a lot of figuring out what's next, who am I, why I'm here for, what do you want from me, who are you, all of this happening. But the certainty and the peace that I had in my heart, that no matter how much that was hurting me, being painful, I had this supernatural peace telling me that God was there, that I was not alone, and that I could just trust Him to do His job because I invited Him in. So this is it. Like, I know it got longer than I wanted, but that's the part of my life, that's a story of my life that impacted me when it happened, and it still impacts me when I think about it, because I'm just the person that I am right now because of that decision that I made to make God proud in my life.